Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series, The Exiled Stag in the Game of Thrones mod. And you might be wondering why we're taking a look here at Sunspear when this is the story of Robert Baratheon's failure in his rebellion. And that is because this chapter of the story is going to be taking place from the perspective of Doran Martell. Indeed, we are switching characters here for this, and I think this might be something that we do occasionally throughout the series. The main focus will still, of course, be on Robert, but I do want to, hop into a few different other characters now and then, just like George R. R. Martin does in the books, so that we can kind of see things from different angles and kind of get the story from multiple different characters' perspectives. And for this chapter, I thought that playing as Doran would perhaps be the most interesting. And that is because, obviously, as you will recall from that last episode, we had seen just at the end of it that Rhaegar had launched a rebellion against King Aerys. And this whole situation, I think, is going to create a quite a big dilemma for Doran because, well, we do know, at least us, the viewers, know that Rhaenys and Aegon were both killed by Aerys. However, I'd like to suggest that most likely this is not necessarily a known fact. I don't know if this has gotten out so far that just everybody would know about this. I think that it's probably being kept somewhat secret, perhaps specifically to, ensure that Doran doesn't turn against them. But we have to additionally keep in mind, even if Doran has heard the rumors, and if the rumors are getting out and Doran suspects that the children might be killed, he does know, or at least he would be aware that Elia, if she is still alive, he might not know this either. There might be rumors that Elia is dead, that the children are dead, that they're all still alive, that they're all dead. It's unknown, I believe, because King's Landing is going to be locked down. The Red Keep is going to be especially locked down. And so Doran has no idea whether his sister is alive, whether his niece and nephew are alive. And so he's looking at it from that perspective. And I have gone and added Elia as a hostage to Aerys to kind of, add into this element. And we do know that she was a hostage of Aerys, and she starts the game as a hostage of Aerys when you begin this scenario. So what is Doran going to do in this scenario? Well, some people were saying maybe I should switch him over to helping Rhaegar, but I don't necessarily think that that's I think there is perhaps a plausible argument for that, but I think that there's a plausible argument for him remaining neutral, or for him siding with Aerys, at least in the sense that he is going to act as though he's siding with Aerys. And that's, I think, what Doran is going to do in this situation now, is he's going to act as if he's siding with Aerys in order to protect the life of Elia and potentially the children if they're still alive. He doesn't know all this yet. He is a schemer, and he's probably interested in finding that out. But he, as far as he knows, if he goes against Aerys, their lives could be in danger. And we know that he's somebody who loves his sister. And, imagine if your own sibling was in danger like this. Would you be really willing to risk their life in that way? Sure, joining Rhaegar might make sense in honorable terms. He's got the just cause, certainly. And if the children really are dead, that maybe gives you even more reason. But if you're sure, or if you have reason to suspect that they aren't dead, or that your sister's still alive, are you really going to risk their life? I don't know. And I don't know if Doran would be, we know that he had great love for his sister. He spent decades planning his own, vengeance and plots to get revenge for her death and the death of these kids. It wasn't something that he just kind of like jumped into, that he leapt into. This is a careful man, a plotter, a schemer. And so, well, what does a schemer do? Well, a schemer might say that he's going to side with Aerys, but then he might send his brother, Prince Oberyn the Red Viper, to go and join the side of Rhaegar. And so that is exactly what has happened there. So we've got Oberyn on the side of Rhaegar here, and he will be assisting Rhaegar, on his own. And so, perhaps out of the purview of Doran, but obviously the two brothers have plotted this together because they intend to free their sister. And so Oberyn and Doran working together. So yeah, that's a situation there. So as Doran, we are going to raise our armies here, but we're going to be very careful about how we use them. We're going to send them in because we have to act as though we are assisting Aerys, but we're going to provide as little assistance as possible. We'll send our troops in. Oh, there's delays. There's, all these different things, but we are doing, we're trying to help. Doran needs to do this very carefully because one slightest misstep could mean the end of Elia and her children. Little does he know that it's too late for the latter. In terms of who's going to be in charge of our armies, well, we do have Lord Franklin, the Old Hawk of the Prince's Pass. I think that's a pretty decent choice there. The Old Hawk seems like a very capable man. And let's see, is he somebody we can trust with this plot? He's brave, but he's humble and wrathful. That seems reasonable. Oh, he's got a lot of rivals, doesn't he? Yeah, he certainly does. I think it's probably because he killed some people in the Battle of the Green Fork, or no, in the Trident. This would have been in the Trident that he killed some of these Vale people, but yeah, I think that he's probably going to be the most capable commander, and somebody we can probably trust with this. We'll leave him his instructions there. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that. Robert is presumably still up over here in Bravos. I wonder if we can... I actually should have marked him, but we have his character mark here. I will go and actually mark Robert for times when we're not playing as him. But yeah, he'll be up here in Bravos, and we'll see what happens with him over there. But yeah, that's... Robert actually, unfortunately, doesn't really have a lot he can do in this situation as it stands, simply due to the fact that he doesn't really have an army unless the Stormland, turns over, which I actually think is possible, considering that Garth the Gross is, in charge there, and, he's a Reachman. He probably doesn't have a good relation with all of his subjects. We know that one of his kids was already murdered, presumably by a Stormland. So I'm not actually, I wouldn't be surprised if the Stormlands do a rebellion. I assume that they could do that. I receive a missive from my adventurer with words embellished. Lords, on my travels, I stayed at a farm attended to by Falbert. Okay, I'm not really entirely sure. Oh, I'm sending my... Oh, he wants to go beyond the wall? Sure. I cannot walk for travels. Oh, free from the eyes of court, I have been able to lie in the arms of a man for nights on end. I cannot walk away from this farm, knowing I may never kiss him again. Either he travels to you and joins our court, or my journey ends here. I shall permit it, but blame me not for the scandal. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess maybe we don't care. Sure. Yeah, I mean, have at her, I would say, in this situation. Despite our best efforts, my agents have not yet uncovered any secrets at Lord Quinton's courts. This is Sir Beric Dane, who's our spy master. Let's not waste any more time there. I'm actually tempted to try to do maybe a murder plot against Aerys. Could we try to murder him? Let's focus on secrecy, because secrecy is going to be pretty important here. But yeah, I think we should try a murder scheme on Aerys. Let's see if we can get anybody to join us. Oh, Barristan the Bold would join? I mean, totally understandable that the Kingsguard would be against Aerys at this point. And if we can get the Kingsguard to go against him, then oh yeah, and look at this. Even Arthur, well, of course Arthur Dane. Yeah, the Kingsguard, they do not accept what Aerys has become. So even the Kingsguard are turning against him. This is going to be huge against us. Oh, well, actually, maybe we want to get, let's see, assassin. Jamie is going to be the assassin. Oh, that is so perfect. I mean, for those of you who know the Game of Thrones books, I assume most of you do. Having Jamie as the actual assassin here is like, that is so perfect. Our infiltrator. Oh, look at this, Prince Oberyn. Oh, this is okay. I'm so glad that we went and actually decided to like kind of go with this, you know, switching over to Doran here. I think that this is extremely cool what we're doing right now. So we sent Oberyn up here to Dragonstone to go and aid Rhaegar. But we are going to actually, and he's going to help us go and infiltrate to help end Aerys. But Aerys has got to be, you got to imagine, like, Aerys is going to be so paranoid at this point, right? Like, he probably doesn't even trust his own Kingsguard is the thing. Like, I don't even think he would let the king, he probably has some other guards or something like that, because, like, they can't be trusted, so... but yeah, we'll get these Kingsguards joining in. I think I'll offer a hook on myself for that one, and then we need a lookout. Let's see here. Who can we get? Well, there's quite a few, so we might as well get one that's gonna be good. So another Kingsguard, Oswald Went. Yeah, I suppose. Somebody in the Discord suggested that had an interesting theory about Oswald Went and Howland Reed in a whole a wargame scenario, which I thought was kind of interesting. But if you haven't joined the Discord, make sure to go check the link in the description down below, and you will find a link to the Discord, and we have some pretty interesting conversations in there. So look at this, all of the Kingsguard turning against Aerys. That is absolutely perfect. 95% secrecy. That is good, because we need to make sure we keep the secret, but we still have 85% chance with the scheme potential. So we might actually be able to kill Aerys, which, you know, that is, oh, this is something Doran would do 100%. But we do need to, like, at least act as though our armies are marching to the aid. You know, it took us several months to even raise them up, and now we're gonna go and, you know, we'll send them up to go to the aid of our you know, of our allies. Maybe we'll send them up through the Prince's Pass here. Theoretically, oh yeah, and look at this. So our enemies, I put air quotation marks there, but our enemies did win a battle up there. So that is actually quite fascinating. I'm not gonna worry about this. While I'm gonna send our troops out really slowly. You'll probably have noticed as well that the Westerlands did join in against Aerys. And the way I see this playing out is that Tywin made a deal with Rhaegar that if they are successful and if they can defeat Aerys, that Jaime will be released from his oath as a Kingsguard. Jaime doesn't want that at this point. I should just point out, Jaime would not want to be released of his oath as a Kingsguard, because this is still the young, honorable Jaime that we recall. But But Tywin obviously wants him to be released of that oath. And so that's the deal they made, is that if they win and Rhaegar gets crowned, then Jaime will be released of his oath and therefore can then take the position as heir instead of Tyrion. So, and obviously Tywin absolutely despises Aerys. So, there's an army here in King's Landing. Oh man, I don't know if Aerys has the possibility of doing the wildfire. Oh man, maybe if it sieges it down. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like this, we'll let the scenario play out a little bit. But what do you guys think? Like if they can't break the siege, I don't even know if this is possible. But for me to do like, through setting off the event myself, it's maybe we can switch to Aerys and do that. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, would he do this? I did have him go and send his wife Rhaella and Viserys and Daenerys here over to House Derry to be protected. This is actually something that happened canonically. That Aerys did send his wife and kids out of the city before the siege happened, I believe. So okay, so our troops are over here. We do need to, we gotta help our allies here. So let's move our armies, very slowly. Don't want to. Oh, they're sieging over there. It turns out that we're going the other way. So yeah, it's an interesting thought and scenario here. I should point in mind that even though I did put Tywin on the side of Rhaegar here, they still are at a fairly decent disadvantage. So unless we can, do something about this, it's entirely possible that that Rhaegar will still lose, which is something that I don't want to change too much. Now, the idea of Aerys pulling off his wildfire plot, if this siege goes down too far, that is something I can potentially see, but I want to leave that a little bit to you guys in the comments. So okay, they're trying to siege down Ashford. I'm not entirely opposed to us getting bogged down and just doing some sieges. I'm actually kind of okay with that. I think that Doran would be fine if his army is like occupied in that manner. So I think we'll go and we'll get the siege of Banbury. And we are helping, but we're not helping all that much. So but yeah, I think that this is really cool. Actually, this is totally a unique twist on what we would normally do in these kind of series, right? Like I've never really done something where we've switched characters, but I think that this is really cool. And I think it's worth oh, what? Okay, well, apparently well, while we were gone, Robert decided to marry. What the heck? What is this woman's traits? Okay, I mean, maybe I understand why he married her. What the hell, man? Athletic, strong, veteran adventurer, blade master, wise woman. Who is this person? Huh. Oh, okay. I actually got no idea where this character came from. Did she exist? Is this like this can't be a actual Game of Thrones character. I don't think I've ever heard of her. Okay, well, the AI will do as it is. I mean, maybe Robert, he's drunk, he hears about this war, he knows he can't do anything about it. You know, he meets this woman and maybe he just gets married in some drunken ceremony over in Bravos. Who knows, man? Who knows what Robert's going through his mind in this scenario? Obviously, you have to be assuming that he is planning, you know, to to do. Oh man, this disease is actually spreading too. King's Landing's. Oh yeah, King's Landing's already gonna be getting affected by that disease, but. Ooh, yeah, this is actually a super cool scenario here. Our plot against Aerys is progressing as well. So yeah, fascinating. Oh, they're trying to go for a battle here, but we're busy sieging. You know, we're sieging away. So we'll do as best as we can. Good king. While our brother and the rest of the schemers plot your end, Aerys. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this. Should we switch characters, somewhat frequently? Like I said, I still want to keep kind of things. Robert's still going to be the main character here. But I'd like to switch characters once in a while. One thing that I was considering when I was thinking about switching characters was, I was tempted to go over to Rhaegar. But one thing I think we all know, for those of us who have read the books, is that George R.R. Martin doesn't always necessarily have his chapter perspectives from the most obvious characters, right? For example, the story with Robb Stark, we see Robb from the perspective of Catelyn Stark. It's hard to imagine her in the sense of her being one of the main driving protagonists of the entire story that's going on, but she has a fascinating perspective on it. And we see that with a lot of different perspective characters. Obviously there's Bran and Jon and Arya and the Stark ones. Those are obviously main characters, but a lot of perspectives we see in the books are from characters that you might not necessarily obviously expect. And I think that is something that I was keeping in mind. So when I was thinking oh, should we play as Rhaegar and just fight the war as him? I was tempted by that, but then I thought, you know what? A more interesting perspective on the war would be that of Doran. And I believe we actually have Doran chapters in the book, don't we? Somebody recall me, but I'm pretty sure one of the books has chapters from Doran's perspective. So yeah, let me know if I'm remembering correctly. It's been quite a while. I was shocked when I caught my daughter Arianne trying to steal from the travel chest of Lord Ryan. She blamed another child, but I could tell she was lying. Well, Arianne, I'm not entirely surprised that she might become deceitful. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, the enemy army the army has pulled. Oh. All right. This is unfortunate for the siege. The siege here. It looks like it might end up getting lifted. Well, I suppose this siege might get lifted as well. So we're just gonna jump off there. Oh, okay. So unfortunately, the forces of we weren't able to kind of intercede enough. It looks like the forces besieging King's Landing are going to get ousted here. They looks like they're trying to retreat. Will they make it out in time? Or are they going to get caught? Looks like this could be a bit of a close one. Okay, some of the armies. No, most of them didn't escape there. Where's Rhaegar? Rhaegar did escape. So Rhaegar is with the army over here. So he was trying to siege down King's Landing, but the big force ended up coming in here. So yeah, it's a difficult situation that that we are finding ourselves in over here. So let's keep on I guess we'll head over that way, but I really just want to try to avoid providing assistance. But we're presumably, Aerys is he has our sister, you know, as the hostage, right? And so we need to be careful about about how much we bulk at actually assisting here, right? Like we need to be bringing our troops to the place where the fighting is, but our delays are only going to get us you know, our excuses are only going to last so long here. So that's just something that we need to just be very aware of, right? Is like if Aerys becomes too suspicious, then we are going to be in great difficulty here. I mean, our plot, oh man, it's going so slowly here. Oh, Rhaegar's army gets caught. All right, we'll see what happens if he gets caught. Okay, he did manage to escape, looks like. Yeah, he did. So that's good. You know what? Maybe we go and, you know, in order to, we might need to engage the forces of House Footley. This is House Footley, I believe. Yes, it is House Footley. You know, I am not as knowledgeable about Game of Thrones as a lot of people are, and I am not as knowledgeable as I used to be. But I feel like I still have a reasonable amount of Game of Thrones knowledge to be able to call on some of these things, and I recognize, you know, the banners and stuff pretty well. But yeah, my lore is not as good as your guys' lore. So for those of you in the comments who know a lot, and I do like to read the comments, just something to consider when we're all talking about all these different theories and all these, like, I am not as well aware of the deepest, you know, minutiae of all the theories and stuff like that. Like, I get some people have very particular opinions on things, and if you are one of those people, I'm going to piss you off because I don't have the level of knowledge you do. I'm just doing my best to tell a good story here with the Game of Thrones knowledge that I have. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you're easily bothered by things not going the way you think they should go, you know, this is probably not going to work out well. I'm just going to say that. But I do try to tell the best story that I can with the knowledge that I have. And, you know, we just go from there. So we obviously did need to engage in a battle there just to prove ourselves. And this is close to King's Landing. So, like, you know, Aerys will, you know, we can send Lord Franklin over to Aerys. Well, maybe we don't. Maybe we keep him with his army. You know, we don't really have any reason to send. Well, I guess we'll keep him. We'll keep him for now. Yeah, so I guess we'll go with the main art. Oh, Oswald went. Ooh, Oswald died. Okay, so we lost one of the Kingsguard who was joining in our scheme there. So we need a new lookout. Ooh, Riverlands? No. Lord Lucerys. Do we want to get... Oh, Stefan. This new guy on the Kingsguard? Sir Stefan of Tudbury Island. Interesting. This guy would decide to be a Kingsguard for Aerys. Considering his traits. Diligent, generous, temperate. Okay, maybe he seems like... Well, Bold Lackey. Bold Lackey seems like somebody who might be... As if Prince Lewin would refuse, though. Arthur the Beloved. Arthur the Beloved Storm Drunk? Who the heck is this guy? Aerys is just getting the most craziest people as on his plot here. Yeah, I wonder why Lewin... Oh, Lewin's gonna die. Oh, he is gonna die. Die from the pox. Damn, this is our uncle, but... Alright, we're gonna... do we bribe this Kingsguard? He's generous, though, but I don't want to use my advantages, so I think we'll just offer a hook on ourselves, because I'm not too worried about using hooks in those ways. Seems like most of the Kingsguard don't want to... Oh, man, I really don't want to... I don't want to engage with the forces of the Lannisters over here. I don't want to help us win the war. That's the thing. We're already at 47%. You know, what can we do? Oh man, we need to go slow. We need to just there's only so much here's the thing. There's only so much Doran can do to affect the outcome of these events, right? Like we can't change the way this is all. Oh yeah, Tywin's forces got engaged. Fool, Tywin, you should have moved them. In any case, we're gonna march in there. Unfortunately, we're gonna miss the battle here. Oh no, we missed the battle. How rather unfortunate. Or we're just gonna make it there right in the oh look, our army does arrive right in the last moments. Perfect perfect opportunity not to provide any Captain Braun. Oh, is this Braun? It is. That's awesome. This is Braun from, you guys know Braun. Oof, that put us at 91%. Ooh, oh man. Ah, man, that's actually, Oh, the thing here is that if this gets to 100%, we might need to try the scheme. We've got the 5 advantages. We technically could execute the scheme, but our chances are so low. Even with the Kingsguard backing us, it's because the Aerys doesn't trust the Kingsguard anymore. So if this goes up any more, oh, 22. Oh, look at that. That boosted it. Oh, it's because it takes so long for the scheme phases, but we need to keep that secrecy. Because if it gets found out, boom, all progress, everything is gone from that. So, ooh, boy. Oh, there's a bunch of enemy. Oh no, that's just because they all split. All right, let's go and help by sieging back. Where is the castle here? Yeah, let's go and help by sieging. I don't actually. I also don't want the Dornish forces to end up getting caught out or anything like that. But man, 22%. That's a 1 in 5 shot that we pull off the scheme there. But I don't know if we're gonna last for another 6 months. We got ourselves a jewelry case, which is great, but I'm not really too concerned about that right now. So let's just keep up with the. Oh man, okay, they're gonna get another little battle here. Oh, that's Bronze forces right there. Well, that's funny. 94%. New countermeasures. Arbitrary arrest. Secrecy reduced. Okay, we're still good on secrecy. Oh man, this is like we can't let it get to 100%. Oh, 94%. It's gonna get there soon though. That's the thing. And the thing is, I don't want it to because I don't know actually if there's going to be sorry, wrong thing. I don't know if there's gonna be like a slight delay once we execute the scheme, whether we find it as a success or not. I can't remember if like a day or something passes. I think it's immediate, but my worry is that if we wait till it gets to 100%, we execute the scheme, but it does take a day to pass or something like that, that they could end the war before our scheme actually executes. Oh man, I think that considering the way that this is going right now, that we don't really have much other choice than to try to do the scheme right now. We have the capability of doing it. 1 in 5 chance. This is going to be crazy, right? Because if we can kill Aerys, that puts Rhaegar on the throne. And Rhaegar, this isn't the Rhaegar we know as well. And this will give huge implications for what goes on with Robert here as well. So, yeah, you know what? I think we have to do it. We're obviously going to hit 100% probably very quickly. And we're not gonna make this any better. We're still 5 months out from the next phase. I think we have to try it. Okay. Well, actually, hold on. Is there anything that we can do to boost that? You know what we should consider doing is support schemes. Hostile scheme phase length, hostile scheme success chance. Did that boost it? Yeah, that boosted it to 30. 1 in 3 chance. Can Doran change the outcome of these events? I'm not save scumming this at all. I am literally just doing this right now, and we're gonna see. This is a 1 in 3 chance that Doran completely changes the course of this. Can we do it? Can we do it? Seize the moment. Oh, what? We actually pulled it off. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Oh, that is crazy. My agents have succeeded in murdering King Aerys, a thorn in my side no longer, thank the crone. The plan worked like a charm. My precious Deboya was waiting. Oh, we used the snake. Haha, we used the snake, and that's totally Oberyn as well. When he retired for a night, silent and deadly to strike at the first provocation, and then Aerys moved. I have covered my tracks wells, and if anybody suspects me of being behind the attack, then they dare not say it out loud. Oh my gosh. You guys can tell I get excited about this kind of stuff because it's just this is like perfect. This is perfect storytelling. This goes along so interestingly. But yeah, I have covered my tracks well, and if anybody suspects me of being behind the attack, then they dare not say it aloud. My little friend has done its work well. I can't believe it. I wasn't expecting this when we started this, because like killing a king in Game of Thrones like is extremely difficult typically because of the Kingsguard, but just the fact that we were able to do that on a 1 in 3 chance. Oh my gosh, look at that. What? Oh man. My lord, a letter marked with the seal of House Targaryen has arrived from Dragonstone. King Aerys died under suspicious circumstances. May he repose in peace. Rhaegar Targaryen has been proclaimed the rightful successor to the 7 kingdoms. Ha! Wow, that is so cool. Man, I absolutely want to hear what you guys in the comments think about this one, because that was yeah, that is, I mean, obviously this is like an alternate history fan fiction basically that we're doing here, but this totally feels like it's, I don't know, in my opinion, this feels like it could fit in to the like a George R. Martin Game of Thrones style story. Like, if he had chosen to do things differently, I think that this all still feels like it could totally have pulled it off. And just the idea, right? Like Jaime as the assassin. Maybe it wasn't even the snake. Maybe it was a snake. Maybe it wasn't a snake. Maybe it's Jaime that kills him. But like, I don't know, you guys. I think that is extremely cool, and I am I don't know, man, that's crazy. But now Rhaegar is on the throne, and think about like Rhaegar, he just lost those kids. Oh, that means that Rhaegar is obviously going to bring up, oh, that means Aegon is going to bring up Aemon. I have changed the name here. I held a vote in the Discord. And the vote did say that we would change the name of Aegon to Aemon, or Aemon. And so that is exactly what we did. So Jon Snow, or Aegon, as we've been calling him in the Discord there, is, oh, Rhaegar's absolutely going to raise him. That is, oh, I just want to read the comments because I think that this is going to change things. And then what is Robert going to do? What does Robert do with all that? Now Rhaegar is on the throne. The man. Oh, cool stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you watched to the end of this episode and if you've made it this far, absolutely, please do subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video. It does help the algorithm. You guys know how it is. And if you want to support the channel, join as a YouTube member or on Patreon. You get a bunch of perks, and I really appreciate it. So regardless, until the next time, Wanderers, thank you for watching.